Excuse me.
Oh. Hi everyone!
Hi everyone!
I'm Tessa.
And I'm Elly.
And welcome to our channel! So today we decided to kind of make up a game that's inspired by a bunch of other different bookish games.
Yes.
Please, if you want to use this, tag us in the video and we will definitely hype you up. And we want to spread this game because I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
And if there's anything like this, please
don't
let
know
us
about
know.
it. Yeah.
Anyway. Oh, we never explained the game. Hold on.
We could be like, we could do like the, judging the book by its cover. We could call it that.
Judging. So, this game,
So,
after further discussion, we're calling it Judging a Book by Its Cover. So, what the game entails is each of us has picked 3 books that the other person knows absolutely nothing about. Just the title and the cover.
yeah.
What happens in the game? 3 rules. There might be 4. 4. First rule is that you have to pick the genre of the book. The other person has to be like, oh, look at this book cover and title. What genre is it? And then from that genre, you have to name a main character, why they're important to the plot, and then 2 sentences of what you think the plot of the book is even about. And we're gonna see how wrong we can be. And maybe how right.
So, Tessa's gonna go first, and that means I have to guess a book she picked.
First book up today is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. So what
Okay.
genre do you think it is?
I think, okay, so we have a man being impelled. Is that what it is?
Impaled.
Impaled by feathers. Nice, thank you. I mean, I don't know a lot of genres, so it could be like a mystery, it could be horror, it could be, what's some other ones that are kind of like, ooh, I don't know, it looks creepy. It could be like a thriller. I don't think it's thriller though. I don't think it's thriller. I'm gonna say just horror. I feel like thriller is like, ah, and horror is just like, oh, you know.
Okay.
And the main character's name is Damien.
Okay.
I'm gonna name him Damien. It's Hush Hush. So I'm thinking there's this like giant, these feathers are huge, but they also kind of look like wings. Wait, no, they're his wings. He's not being impaled. I think Damien gets like eaten by a radioactive crow or something. Like a radioactive crow bites him and he turns into a giant birdman. And maybe there's some love romance. His childhood crush finds his secret. But then he's like evil because the bird inside of him is, you know, not nice. So I think that he's the bird and that something happens to him. So vague. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Well, you're wrong on every way possible.
His name isn't Damien?
His name is Patch, and he's not the main character.
Ooh, Patch. Oh, he's not.
So, Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. We're just gonna read the Goodreads summary just to like move on and move faster. I'll tell you first, it's a fantasy novel. That's why I fantasy.
Ooh,
And it's about
close.
a
I was so
fallen
close.
angel and forbidden love.
I was right on the love part. Okay, I was right on the love part.
So
okay.
it's pretty much about this main character, Nora Gray, and her best friend V. Love isn't in their
didn't.
outlook for high school, but then Patch comes along. Nora is pushed toward him. Little does she know,
By an angel.
he's a fallen angel.
Does he come to like rescue her and save her?
No, it's more like there's just this huge mystery around what Patch really is and why he's
Ooh.
there, and they have to figure out how to, you know, fix everything that's gonna harm them.
Wow,
There's 3 books. It's a series.
that's great. I love that. Next we have The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. Look at the cover.
I think it's a fantasy novel just because the sword on the front looks very fantasy-esque.
A nice dagger.
It looks kind of
I love
like...
it.
I think there are 2 main characters.
Ooh,
And the first
okay.
one is Maureen, but they call her Mora.
Okay.
Then there is a prince, and his name is Prince Leo.
Ooh, okay,
Leo.
Leo.
Well, the issue with this is that Mora is actually a trained assassin, and she is tasked to kill the prince. But
Okay.
the prince is a nice guy and he's not actually evil, like what her assignment was to kill him because he's evil, she's like, oh no, I can't do this now. And they get caught in this tangle of love and mystery and violence and betrayal, you know.
Okay, so you're right on the fantasy. Okay, I feel like you've seen this book before because
I've seen the cover
pretty
before.
close. So ready, this is the Goodreads. Alessandra is tired of being overlooked, but she has a plan to gain power. Number 1, woo the Shadow King. You were close with, like, thing. Number 2, marry him. Okay? And number 3, kill him and take his kingdom for herself. Power move. We love it.
We love a queen.
So, she's trying to kill the king, but she's not the only one trying to kill the king.
Ooh.
Reading the Goodreads summary, it looks so interesting. I think, yeah.
So, the next book she is going to be looking at, this book is called All Girls by Emily Layden.
Ooh, okay. So, I see a little patchwork. Little cuts.
That's plaid.
Plaid. I know, but the cuts. I'm thinking that this could be a thriller. This title looks kind of creepy. All Girls. And it's just, like, plaid. I don't know. It looks like school, like, plaid skirt or something like that. For sure. I'm gonna say that it's about a group of girls who want revenge on something.
Ooh.
And I think that they are, maybe it's like, what's the word that I'm thinking of?
Scheming?
No. Like you're on the outs, like you're a minority.
Outliers?
Like they may be minorities.
Okay.
And so they're gaining together and they're like, all girls, like, come on. So I'm gonna guess the main character's name is Lisa. I think that's a nice schoolgirl-esque vibe.
See.
Lisa. I think the plot is a revenge scheme. Yeah. With horror involved. Because there's nothing scary, but I think there's some, I'm going to say horror for the genre.
Alright, so you are right kind of on the plot.
Okay, I'll take it.
So the genre is actually contemporary with an underlying mystery, and also there's a lot of triggering aspects of the book. So if you do deal with trauma or PTSD in those areas, please look this book up before you start to read. I definitely recommend it because it looks really good. It's about 9 girls who are in a prep school in New England, actually.
Whoa, so I was right with the plaid skirt.
Yeah, they're in a prep school. But the issue is that the school has a scandal going on. They're trying to keep it silent from the media. And these 9 girls go through this awful, awful traumatic experience through this school, which is like not letting their voices be heard. And they finally all band together and take back what was taken from them. It sounds nice.
That sounds really good. And it's not horror scary?
No, it's not.
So maybe
it just
I'll
deals
do
with
that.
some traumatic things.
So the next book I have is The Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes.
I kind of feel like it's going to be about this group of siblings who has to fight each other for the inheritance of the kingdom. That's what I think.
Ooh, okay.
I'm thinking maybe it's a romance story. Maybe it's a love story.
Okay.
I get a lot of, fantasy vibes from the cover, but
there's another
honestly,
sword
at the same
and
time, I could
crown.
see a romance through the plot that I came up with in my head. So, The Inheritance Game is about this girl named Shay, who is the runt of the family.
Ooh.
And she is always overlooked, talentless. Sorry, Shay. She's talentless. She's ugly.
You're beautiful.
Really going deep in Shay's insecurities, okay?
And, she's just not what the family would have wanted to produce as the king and queen, So they keep her hidden. They keep her hidden and they keep her locked up. And Shay's life starts when a revolt is against the castle. And they take all of the siblings to this remote village in the middle of nowhere and they hold them for ransom. And then the king says, oh, I don't really need all of them. Have them fight for the inheritance there.
Okay. So the main genre on Goodreads is mystery.
Oh.
Because there's a mystery aspect.
Okay.
It says a Cinderella story with deadly stakes and thrilling twists. This book looks
Ooh.
really good. So, the main character, Avery Grams, has a plan for a better future. Survive high school, win a scholarship, and get out. But her fortunes change in an instant when billionaire Tobias Hawthorne dies and leaves Avery virtually his entire fortune. So she gets all that money in the middle of high school, just
Good
out of
for
nowhere.
her.
The catch, Avery has no idea why, or even who Tobias Hawthorne is. To receive her inheritance, Avery must move into sprawling, secret passage-filled Hawthorne house, where every room bears the old man's touch, and his love of puzzles, riddles, and codes.
Wow, that looks good, actually.
It looks so good, and apparently there's these, like, Hawthorne boys, which we don't know if they're good stuff.
I think my plot was good, though. So, the next one we have for Elly is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware.
Okay, did anyone notice that I'm literally matching with Barnes & Noble bag right now? Okay, so The Turn of the Key. Okay, so I've said horror for, like, each one of these, and it's always been wrong. So I feel like now this is officially a horror one, because it looks creepy. The font is creepy. I'm gonna say the main character has, like, this sort of demon following her, that when she, like, can tell this creature is coming, he'll, like, open the door, or, like, he'll make a noise, or, like, as soon as her door, like, squeaks, she'll know that they're in each other's presence. I feel like that would be so cool. And because it's, like, the turn of the key, it's not just the key. Like, I feel like there's something about, like, opening the door and unlocking something. I'm gonna say the main character's name is Anna, and the little apparition guy is maybe named the Hooded Man. I'm sure she has a name for it.
Interesting.
I'm gonna call it that. Yeah.
All right.
I think I'm right.
You were kind of right. The genre of the book is mystery and thriller.
So not horror, but
like, you were kind of, you were
Thriller's
on the right
like
track.
horror.
You were on the right track.
Okay.
But it's more like suspenseful. So the book is actually about our main character, Rowan Kane. She's looking for jobs, and she comes around this very, very awesome nannying job where it pays very generously. So she takes it. And when she walks into the house to become the nanny and meet the children, she's faced with the child who is dead, and she's in jail for the murder of this child.
Oh,
and that's how it unfolds.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks awesome. So the next book we have, the last book sadly, is Legend by Marie Lu.
I think Legend is a historical fiction book.
Okay.
Because from the cover, for some reason, like, the little, like, emblem on top looks like a military type of pin to me. And it follows our main character, Daniel Browse.
Ooh, last name too. Okay, Browse.
Who is a very, very weak and meager kid who is abandoned by his parents at a young age and has to somehow create a living for himself. And he ends up seeing an army ad for, you know, young soldiers. I'm thinking the time period is like World War II-ish. He becomes a legend somehow.
Cool.
Through his many feats in the war.
So the genre is dystopian or science fiction.
Should have known. I love dystopian.
It's about our main characters. There's two, and it is a love story. June and Day. So from very different worlds, June and Day have no reason to cross paths until the day June's brother Matthias is murdered, and Day becomes the prime suspect. Caught in the ultimate game of cat and mouse, Day is in a race for his family's survival, while June seeks to avenge Matthias's death.
So cool.
So cool, right?
That sounds so cool, too.
So now that's the end of our game.
I know.
I don't know who won. The last bit of this video, we are going to do our current reads. And of course, we may not do this every week because it will take us more than 1 week to finish a book, possibly. But we both have new books from last videos. So these are our current reads.
Leave any games in the comments you would want us to do, any tags, or anything like that. And also, if a title came to your mind for one of the plots we made up, put it in the comments.
Put it in the comments. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Make sure
Remember to subscribe, like the video, share it, and turn the post notifications on.
Yes.
And that's all we have for you today.
Yeah,
we'll see you next week.
See you next week. I'm Elly.
And I'm Tessa.
And this is the Sister's Book Nook.